All right, so welcome everyone to our deep dive today. We're going to be looking at this really powerful idea. We're calling it the law of the present moment.
Okay. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, so we found this quote that basically sums it all up. It's super simple, but so thought-provoking. Ready?
I'm all ears. Hit me with it.
All right, here it is. The only time that truly exists is now. What do you think?
Oh, wow. That's, it's one of those things that you hear and it's like, yeah, of course. But then you actually stop and think about it and it's like, whoa.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to do today. Really unpack this idea, maybe even see how we can apply it to our lives.
Right. Because I think a lot of us, we kind of get caught up in the past or we worry about the future and we forget about, right now.
Totally. It's almost like our minds are wired to be anywhere BT the present moment.
It's true. Our brains are really good at analyzing the past, trying to figure out why things happened the way they did. And they're also pretty obsessed with trying to predict the future, which, let's be honest, we can't really do.
And what happens is we miss out on what's actually happening right now.
Exactly. So, let's say you're working on a project, but instead of focusing on what you need to do, you're replaying that awkward conversation you had with your boss yesterday, or you're stressing about whether or not you'll meet the deadline.
Oh man, I've been there.
Right. And what happens, you get totally stuck, stress and anxiety just build up, and you end up feeling even less capable of handling the situation.
Makes total sense. So you're saying that when we're stuck in the past or future, we actually lose the power to be effective in the present.
Exactly. The present moment is where we have the power to act, to make choices, to create change.
It's not just about work, though. I feel like this applies to, well, pretty much everything. Our relationships, how we spend our free time, even just enjoying a meal.
100%. Think about, when you're with someone you really care about and you're really present with them, like you're actually listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk or thinking about what's for dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's like you're fully there with them in that moment, no distractions.
And that's when you really connect. It's when you truly see and hear the other person. And it's pretty powerful.
It is. It's hard sometimes, to actually be present. Our minds are always racing.
It definitely takes practice. It's not like you can just flip a switch and boom, you're present.
Yeah. So what can we do? How do we actually train our minds to stay in the present moment?
Well, there's this thing called mindfulness. Have you heard of it?
Yeah. It's all about being aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment, right?
Right. And there are all kinds of techniques you can use to cultivate mindfulness. Like one of the simplest is focusing on your breath. Just notice the sensation of your breath as you inhale and exhale.
I've tried that. It's kind of amazing how just focusing on your breath can help calm your mind down.
It really is. It's like an anchor that brings you back to the present moment.
What other techniques are out there?
Well, another one is paying attention to your senses. Like really noticing what you see, hear, smell, taste, touch. It's a way to ground yourself in the present moment because your senses are always experiencing the now.
That makes sense. It's harder to get lost in thought when you're really paying attention to what's going on around you.
Exactly. And, the more you practice these techniques, the easier it becomes to access that present moment awareness.
This is really interesting. It's making me think, if we could fully embrace the present moment, without all that baggage from the past and the worries about the future, what would that open up for us? What could we achieve?
I think the possibilities are pretty limitless, really. I mean, imagine approaching everything with that kind of presence. You'd probably be more creative, more focused, more resilient.
It's pretty amazing to think about.
Yeah.
We started with this simple quote, "The only time that truly exists is now." And look where we ended up.
It just goes to show you the power of this idea. And, it's not about being perfect at being present all the time. It's about noticing when your mind wanders and gently guiding it back.
It's a journey, right?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to be a little more present in my own life. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
It was my pleasure. And to everyone listening, I encourage you to try it out. See what happens when you start paying attention to the present moment. You might be surprised by what you do.